There comes a time where the inevitable happens and you need to change your tire out because you ran something over on the road and now your tire is flatter. Something could be happening with your tires separating. So the first step is I got to prepare the process. I got to take out all the necessary tools for the process. I have all my safety cones out just in case if cars were coming. They'd see that the stuff's on the ground and they'd know my car's needing to get repaired. And then I have spare bricks in the back just to prevent the car from rolling back. I have them in the front right and the right rear tire because say that the left rear tire is needing to get repaired. Then I come into the door, make sure that the parking brakes are on and lifted. See right here. And then that's one of the first steps you got to do. You got to prepare, take out all the necessary tools. I have the lug nut torquer right here. I have the 1/2 inch impact and I have the lift and the spare tire, obviously. All right, and then you gotta take this jack right here that you get from the spare, and then the lift points underneath the car are right here. It's one of the steps you gotta do, and then you gotta lift it up and put it on higher a little bit, and then you gotta start turning it in a clockwise rotation so that the car gets lifted. Now, a lot of spare tires or spare kits come with one of these, so it's very universal. Most of them have a different jack tool to use. I have one of these, and it's just to make this lift go higher. The parking brake's lifted so that the car won't roll back. Say you're on an incline or something else on a steeper incline, and you'll start to hear the tire going off the ground. You'll hear it like gravel or something like that. And then you just want to keep watching underneath the car. Look underneath the tire until you see some ground clearance, like such. As you can tell right here, I have a little bit of ground clearance. All right, now that the first step is done,
Ground clearance.
there's ground clearance, I'm going to come to the back of the car. I'm going to shake it right here to make sure that the car won't shift or move anywhere when it's on the lift. That's the second. Now the second step. This is perform the spare removal kit. So you're going to want to remove the lug nuts, and this is a 19 millimeter. Most will be a 21, and some will be different sizes. But for this specific car, it's a 19 millimeter. So you're going to want to take your 1/2 inch impact, and you're going to want to take it off like such. It's pretty loud, so all right, now that the tire is off, you put your lug nuts off to the side, and then take the tire off. And then you'll get, if you have a wire brush, this is the step where you clean it, your rotors, to make sure that there's no dirt in the way when you put your spare tire on. So you clean your rotor. That's one of the next points. And then you take your spare tire right here, and then you put it on the hub. And then you want to take your first lug nut and make it all the way flush with the car, like such. And then the other ones, you want to hand tighten them as well. And make sure you put it on in a star pattern so that it's even clearance between there's even weight distribution when you put the tire, when you put the lug nuts back on. You want to make sure you do this so that you don't strip the lug nuts whenever you put them on. You want to make sure you put it on hand tight first. And then take your tool, and then you rotate, you put it to you got to make it a little tighter, so you got to put it on counterclockwise or clockwise. Put it on tight, it's the right side. And you go on the first, right here, and you want to make sure you do it in the star pattern so that it's even. All right. Now that that's done, you want to move to the final and third step, which is to precaution your car after you put the spare tire on. So to do that, you first want to make sure everything's out from underneath the car. There's no pieces or anything underneath the car. Make sure everything's good before you lower the car. And then you want to take your tool that you have, and you want to lower it counterclockwise. How to lower the car. All right, now I'm just gonna lower it, and you'll start to see the tire give way. Now the tire's on it. All right, just like that. Most cars will have a manual jack, so this is a lot troublesome for some people, but with these steps you should be able to put this on and get back on the road. All right, now that that's on, now that the car is lowered, you want to do your last and final step, which is to make sure that your lug nuts are torqued on there properly. So you take your 19mm socket from your impact drill, and you put it on your torque tool. And for most cars, for this one specifically, it's at an 86 pound-feet torque. So you're going to want to lower it to where it says 80, just like that. And then you want to go in a star pattern as such. Start from the bottom. You just do that. Make sure that it's on there properly so that it doesn't fall off in the middle of the road. You want to make sure you do all that for all 4 of your tires. All right, now you want to make sure that you have air in your spare tire, and with this one, it's on the side. It'll tell you how much air you need, and this one seems like it's filled up, but if it's not filled up, you go to the nearest air stop, which is a 7-Eleven or anywhere else that has an air pump, and you fill it up with air. So with the 3 steps of preparing and performing and precautioning your car for a spare tire removal, you'll be able to be on the road in no time. Thank you.